Hi guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I had to restart my computer because for some reason my webcam decided to go blank. So I'll let you guys have a few minutes to join this new live stream. So sorry about the technical difficulties. I had no idea why I had to restart my computer. So let's give it a few minutes. These things, they always get you, don't they? Last minute as well. All the time. It's always last minute. How are you guys doing? If you guys can hear me, then please. Oh, hi, Antonella. Hi, Deborah. I finally see some comments coming in. Hi, Estella. Sandra, what's up? Good to see you guys. So sorry for the trouble, but it's all good. I think that you can see me now. I'm just looking for something because I saved some questions that I had and that I also wanted to answer. Just trying to find the document. So just hold on one second, guys. Trying to see where the document is. How come I cannot see it? What is going on? By the way, if you guys have questions, try to, as much as possible, try to remember to put a bunch of question marks first and then your question so that I can clearly see that it is for me. I totally lost that document. Where is it? Hi, Minati. Hi, Bobo. Hi, Antonella. So Antonella is asking just a quick question about your Chanel Mini Houndstooth. Did you ever waterproof it? I did not. Hi, Clara. Hi, Betua. Hi, Carmen. Like I said, I'm just waiting for more people to join the new live stream. And also I'm looking for the document that I saved earlier before I restarted my computer. The document that I was gonna because I have some questions in it that I wrote down. Where is it now? I'm so confused. Let me see if I could just open. Oh, there. I think I just found it. Okay. Let me pop you out on this left side so that I can also see you. Hi, Cynthia. Okay. I think enough people are here now. We're 20 people, so let's do some announcements first, like we always do. Okay. Welcome everyone. Let me know if you can hear me clearly or if you have any issues, should be the same. Thank you for joining me. This week has been a heavy week for a lot of us, but especially for the Black community. The outrage that has been over the last several days is, as a result of the repeated and systemic violence against the Black community, which has reached obviously a boiling point, because I'm sure you guys know and are fully aware of what's going on. If you're not, then just turn on the news. Anyway, on Tuesday, I woke up to a bunch of blank dark screens on Instagram, and I was quite perplexed and also feeling very troubled because how should I say? Like, even when I was posting my regular content, like I posted my review of the LV bag on Sunday. I actually posted it early, but only because I know a lot of you are waiting for my update. But of course, around that same time, things were happening, serious issues that, is very deeply rooted And when I woke up on Tuesday and I saw all those posts on my Instagram, I almost felt like I almost wasn't sure if I should post that Blackout Tuesday square as well, because obviously I would mean it if I posted it, but in the end I didn't, because I almost didn't want to do it out of feeling contrived. Nothing against anybody who did it. Obviously, it's a movement. But I also took the time to really absorb the situation and really try to educate myself further. Like, it's a serious issue. So we obviously don't know enough. I think we all need to learn more. Something that I found out and that I learned very recently and that I had no idea is that the history of anti-Black racism is so deeply rooted that I couldn't believe it was even written in the US Constitution that a Black person is worth 60% of what a white person is. This senseless and dehumanizing, I don't know, statement, I don't know what it is considered, is what, it's so wrong. I was shocked to learn that. So yes, I stand for anti-racism. I mean, I've always been. My best friend in elementary school was Black. Her name was Shireen. And I never even saw a difference. She's a human being. She's my equal. She's my best friend. And we had fair and friendly competition because we were both so good in math. So anyway, I stand for equality. I mean, I hope you do too. And in fact, equality and anti-racism is not enough. I stand for Black Lives Matter because at this point in history and right now, it is insensitive to just say anti-racism is enough, because not all races are treated equally. And that's, like I said earlier, I had no idea that it was in the Constitution of the US that a Black person's life is not as important as a white person. It just makes no sense. It's not correct. It's wrong. I mean, we are all at a molecular level. My cells are not better than yours, and yours are not better than mine. So how is that statement even remotely correct? And also, I urge everybody to educate themselves further, and also to think about your neighbors, how you want to be treated. How you want to be treated is how you should treat your neighbor. And that goes for any race, regardless of color, skin, social status, whatsoever. And I believe that no matter how big or small your voice is, because I have this platform and it's not the biggest, it's not the smallest, but I believe that we have the absolute responsibility to say what matters to us and stand for what's right and not be silent, and teach our kids and our community the right thing, and that racism is wrong. Because if you even disagree with me that racism is not wrong, then you're wrong. You are. And I don't need you here. Anyway, I'm sure none of you are, but I'm just saying. And also, I also want to point out that it doesn't mean that I am okay with the rioting and the violence and any sort of hate and senseless violence. All those things are wrong too. But I also understand that what is happening right now is an overflow of very deeply rooted issues. And that if it happened to my community and if it happened to my family and to myself, I wouldn't really know exactly how I would react either. So I want to be empathetic, and I just want to say who and where I stand. And of course, you should be turning off your phone, so let me do that. Anyway, so that's just my sort of small contribution of just wanted to say my piece. And also, I know and I'm fully aware that this is a luxury fashion channel, but like I said, I don't believe that no matter how small your voice, you always have influence, even if it's just your kids, your friends, your family, and that you should really stand for what's right and anti-racism and Black Lives Matter. Okay, that was very, very heavy. Okay, let's get started with JJ. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. But yeah, I like I said, I even did this poll on my Instagram yesterday, Instagram stories, just to see how many of us are even in the mood of watching like a video and of, you know, joining my live stream. And I saw that, you know, 30% of you were not gonna join. And, you know, I'm sure some of it has to do with you're busy, but I'm sure a lot of it also stems from the fact that you're just not in the right mindset and just not in the right sort of, I get it. I totally get it. I mean, life goes on, obviously, and racism, I feel like, is not just going to stop now, but change is difficult and change is painful. And change requires more than just, you know, the people affected doing their part and, well, I guess having friendly protests, but it also means that we all need to hold hands and stand for what's right, even if you're not a Black person. Like I said, like racism exists everywhere. It existed when the virus was going on. There was discrimination against Asians. It's not right. And I said that it was not right. Of course it's not right. Why is it right? Like I said, molecular level, you and I are equally the same. So let's leave it at that. Okay, so it's Q&A, regular programming, we're back. If you have any questions, please put a bunch of question marks in front so that I can see that it's clearly from me and that you're not really chatting with each other. Let's see if there was any missed questions. Okay, so Antonella, for my Chanel mini houndstooth, I did not waterproof it. I generally don't like to treat my bags. I've never treated any of my bags. And I also don't like to switch the aesthetics of my bags. So I wouldn't necessarily buy charms to like add to the bags or even buy extra straps to use on bags, even if it's more practical. I just like the original design. So even with treatments, I don't do anything. I think I get so many questions lately, especially with the houndstooth, is that a lot of people really like it and a lot of people want to buy it, but you have to be aware that the houndstooth, like any fabric, is not going to wear the same way as leather. It just isn't gonna, period. I think the best wearing Chanel bags are Caviar, followed by possibly Lambskin from the Chanel 19 or the Goatskins, and then the regular Lambskins, and then it's probably like Canvas and Tweed. Tweed is actually, depending on some tweeds are more tightly woven and some are not. The houndstooth that I have is not as tightly woven, so that is also another factor of possible wear and tear, like from snatching the fabric and whatnot. But if you're gonna buy into a fabric bag, you kind of almost have to know that that could happen, no matter how careful you are, really. So I have not treated yet, no. And I normally don't treat anything anyway, so yeah. So I hope that answers your question. Yes, Amy's Army. I wanted to say that at the beginning, but I almost felt like it's kind of not right to start with that, like, because I had this really heavy message I wanted to share first. But yeah. So Anna, hi Amy, good evening. How are you? Been through this hard times? Are you doing home office? Good question. So yeah, I have the privilege of working from home, so that's good. But even then, the work has not been very busy in a way. Luckily, my husband started going back to work himself too, because he has to go to the office. He's in the health industry, so he needs to actually see patients. So he was able to start going back to work again, but it's such a hassle, for him, not for me. He had to like start buying like lab coats to just have an extra layer that he can remove. He has to wear a shield, so like those plastic shields that you wear on the head, and then of course he has to wear a mask, and he wears 2 masks. He wears an N95 on the inside and then a regular surgical on top so that he can reuse the N95. And then he wears gloves too. So it's a whole operation every time he comes home. Actually, he changes at work first. So he would change to his normal clothes before coming home. And then all his stuff that he needs to wash, he puts it in a bag. And then when he comes home, he washes the clothes that he was working with. And then he takes a shower right away. It's a whole, it's such a process. It's really crazy. But yeah, thanks for asking. Carmen, please put question marks at the beginning. Oh, this is your first time joining. Well, welcome. I hope you join more often. It's probably going to be at 8 o'clock going forward, 8 o'clock my time, basically the same time as this time, just because it's so much easier for me to eat dinner first, even if it's a quick dinner, because the last few times and the first few times I did live stream at 6 o'clock, it was too early, and I would be so starving and famished and tired that I almost didn't even have energy to even just sit here, basically. But because usually these live streams, even though I'm gonna try really hard to stick to 1 hour, especially going forward, we really all need to get on the live stream on time and really just do the 1 hour, because I'm sure as things reopen and as society becomes more normal, and hopefully one day this virus completely disappears, that we're gonna have a life again, right? So yeah. JJ, do you store your Peekaboo? Oh, how do you store your Peekaboo mini? I actually don't have to do very much for my big Peekaboo because mine is in the calf skin, so it's really durable. Plus the leather is dark gray, so it doesn't even look dirty. I literally just put it on the shelf, no dust bags, nothing. However, I do want to say if I kind of don't use a bag for a long time, like for example, if I just put it away and it's on the shelf and I find myself not reaching for it for a while, then I'll put it in a dust bag, because dust can still accumulate inside, if you put it out for long enough. Now, all my Chanel bags, I did move it to the enclosed shelf. So it does have glass doors on top. So those ones I'm okay with. They won't collect dust, and then I don't need dust bags for those ones. But yeah, essentially, because my Peekaboo is not lambskin, so I don't really have to do anything extra, to be honest. But if it was lambskin, I do think that you should put it in, some sort of protective. Probably the dust bag would be the best choice, because lambskin always can get, nicked or just scuff somehow. And obviously you also want to protect it from dust as well. JJ, upright or sleep down one side? Oh, just upright. Yeah, just upright. Okay, Carolina. Hi, Carolina. Did everybody notice that the prices are back on the website? I don't think so. I only noticed it when you told me. And so yeah, all the prices on Chanel's website are back on the US side and on the Canadian side, at least, because as far as I can tell. Carmen, I just purchased a black caviar boy. Would you recommend the Zumuni insert? I believe it's the same type of soft caviar that you had. What size is it? Well, although I guess it doesn't matter. As long as it's like maybe the old medium size and bigger, then maybe. Because I feel like maybe not when it's brand new, because when it's brand new, it's still pretty structured. But I do feel that with the boy bag, like, how am I going to show it? Like, this is the flap, right? I feel like over time it can, especially if you wear it and you tend to like put pressure on top, and also every time you close it, you can kind of squish it. And so over time, the bottom can look squished. And I feel like doesn't have to be Zuni, but like an organizer of some sort will help over time, because not only will it help your content to not sag in the middle so that it won't put as much pressure making it go like that at the bottom, but it also will give it more just strength around the corners and structure so that it won't compress and become like a sandwich basically. So I think as long as it's even like, yeah, all medium size and up. I think the small, like the really tiny one, you probably don't need it. Plus, it's probably so small that you can't even fit that much anyway. But yeah, I think that is a good way to preserve it for sure. Carolina, Amy, your thoughts on the Chanel dad sandals? They are on all over Instagram. I'm tempted by the black leather, but I don't know the size without going to the boutique. Oh, you really have to try it. I feel like, especially with Chanel shoes, for myself anyway, I tried enough Chanel shoes to know that I should just forget about Chanel shoes. I don't know why. Like, I tried their heels, like the pointy heels. I tried their pointy mules, especially the one with the pearl at the back on the, on the heel part. They don't work. I don't know, my feet are flat, so when my feet is inside the mule, it will just like squeeze my feet. So there's all this like overflow skin around. The heel part, the regular heels, my toes feel so constricted. And I don't have wide feet. I just have regular medium width, but they are so narrow. And I know that they make it in different widths as well. They do have it for wide feet, but then the wide feet seems to not fit anyway. I also have a long toe, so I have a bunch of things that make me not a good candidate for Chanel shoes for some reason. I tried the ballet flats. I tried a few sandals, not the one that you were talking about, but basically all of the ones that I tried that I liked in the past, I just gave up. So I really urge you to try it. I think the style dad sandals, I think if you like it, I mean, look, it's the trend now. Sandals are the trend and they're so easy to get in and out of. And if they give you, I don't know, if they make you feel good, and plus there are style, like, I mean, a little bit of logo doesn't hurt. If they're stylish and you find them stylish and you like them, go for it. But I really feel like you should try it on, because for me, Chanel shoes has never, ever worked. Caitlyn, hi, everyone. Just wanted to ask if you had shipped with Forward FWRD with Elise Walker online store before, and what are your experience with them? Oh, actually, yeah. So Caitlyn asked me that question on DM earlier. So good that you're here. So yeah, I wanted to ask any of you if you have shopped with I want to say Forward, but it's FWRD. Let her know, please, because I've never shopped with them myself. And I know based on what Caitlyn told me is that they sell a lot of self-portrait and Zimmerman. And it would be good to know if they're legit. So yeah, please let her know. JJ, I'm afraid the leather will sag over time and it's the regular size. Yeah, it's possible. How should I put it? I feel like every bag will have some sort of wear and tear, and as long as you're okay with it. The sagging, it won't happen overnight, trust me. But if you do use it a lot and if you have very heavy items, because when I bought the boy bag, I was still using a vlogging camera. Like I was still lugging the vlogging camera around on a daily, well, not daily, but whenever I went out, just because I could be vlogging anywhere, anytime. I've stopped doing that because I kind of stopped vlogging. Well, there's another reason for that, but like I kind of stopped vlogging and just concentrated on sit down videos now more so, unless I'm actually traveling. So back then with the vlogging camera, the weight is so concentrated on the camera that it would make the bag sag for sure. But in your case, Yeah, play with your items. Maybe put your heaviest items over on the side so that the weight is not right in the middle. And of course, look into an organizer. I think it's a good idea, especially if you want to preserve it. And of course, we all want to preserve our bags, so that makes a lot of sense. JJ, I have it sleeping down in the dust bag. Do you have the JJ? Do you have it in the lambskin? I've never had any issues with my Peekaboo. But mine is quite sturdy though. It is the thicker, and it's a dark color calf skin. So I've never had issues with mine. Yeah. So I see Caitlyn's question again. So she says, "Hi Amy, I wanted to ask about the FWRD with Elise Walker online. So if you guys can help her out, if you've ever shopped there, please let her know." Because she did some research, and apparently they have some mixed reviews, so it'd be nice to know. But Caitlyn, I shop most of my self-portrait at Matches Fashion, and I know that Luisa Villaroma also carries a lot of um, self-portrait as well, so you could look at those sites possibly. Of course, they're not going to have as big of a selection, but yeah. Thank you, Jojo. Oh, Sandra says in the US website, Square Mini is only $100 less than the small Coco handle. Yeah, the Coco handle did not go up in Canada either. I know the prices of all the minis are catching up to the seasonal bags. In fact, the seasonal bags are less expensive. So I noticed yesterday that the Coco handle, the business affinity did not go up. The trendy CC went up by about 2.7% in Canada. Like it went up by a couple $100. Not the biggest deal in the world. Yeah, the minis went up the most and the classics. Chanel 19 went up by around 11%, the small size. And the Gabrielle, I did not calculate the percentage because I don't really know the previous price. I know the price I bought it at, but I don't really know the previous one right before this one. But it for sure went up for sure. Hi, Shikina. Okay, Deborah. If you didn't have the mini Peekaboo or the Coco top handle, which would you buy? Oh, and which do you prefer? Oh, that is a tough question. Yeah, they're both very, very similar in pricing, actually. That is a legitimate question. Here's the thing, because like it would depend on what I have in my collection already. Because if my collection was still very preliminary, like very young, and I didn't really have a lot of practical everyday bags, then I would get the mini Peekaboo first, which is what I did. I bought the Peekaboo first because for a long time, I used it as my everyday bag, and I was so happy with it because it fits so much. Basically, you reach in and out from the top, and it says it's a mini bag, but it fits a lot. It fits more than the Coco handle. But I think eventually I would have still bought the Coco handle anyway. It would be second, only because if my collection was very young and I didn't have a good practical bag yet, if I already had a good practical bag and I was really into a more feminine and dressier and kind of like going out bag, then I would probably choose the Coco handle first. So it really depends on the stage of my collection, because the Coco handle is just, it's just so pretty, and it's just so, like, if I didn't have any sort of dressier nighttime bag, I would probably want to get the Coco handle first so that it really completes my collection. Hope that makes sense. Yeah. And yeah, if I had to redo it, I would do it the same way. I did buy the Fendi Peekaboo first because it was at that time, I really wanted something that was leather, understated, and that served almost like as a daily bag. And the cocoa handles I got later, and then of course I ended up getting 3. But yeah, the cocoa handle I don't use nearly as much, but I know that I can rely on them if I needed to, you know, go on date night or just, you know, dress a little bit more girly. Yeah. JJ says, maybe I shouldn't play with the lock so often to preserve the bag and prevent it from wrinkling. Oh, JJ, don't worry about it too much. I think there is also a point where you worry so much that you take the joy out of using your bag, to be honest. Plus, you know, when you close the boy bag, you can actually press on the sides when you close it so that it relieves some of the pressure from squeezing it. So that's a tip for you. You just press on the lock and then close it. Like press on the lock first and then push it in. It will still click in place, except that you're helping it click in place and then you're not pushing it with pressure to press it in. Yeah, don't worry about it too much. I mean, enjoy your bag. It's a beautiful bag. Just enjoy it. Carmen Wong, do you think the Chanel Minis, square specifically, are still worth the to buy even after the price increase, even in the pre-love market where it's quite high right now? Oh, that is a good question. I will say that it is worth it if you don't already have one, because I have one square mini in caviar, and I can tell you for sure, knowing what I know, I can never not have that square mini because I use that square mini so much. I use it for travel. I use the square mini if I don't feel like any of the other mini bags, because the square mini is almost so small to the point where it's such a great bag for when you really don't have to carry so much. And I know that I also have the round clutch, like the little round one, but that one doesn't fit a phone, right? So on days that I really just don't want to think about it, I don't really want to like fuss with playing with the zipper, the square mini is really the perfect one. So knowing what I know now, because I do own it and because I have had it for a while and having used it for a while, I would say that it is worth it. And yeah, only if it's your first one. If you already have one, then maybe not, because getting it in the secondhand market, and like you said, the price is quite high, maybe it's not as worth it. Unless it's a combination that you really cannot stop thinking and that it's so irresistibly beautiful, exceptional that you have to have it, then yeah, you can make those exceptions. But yeah, still do what you want to do. Like, I feel like the worthiness of the price of an item is so relative. It's so personal. What's worth it for me, it may not be worth it for you. But personally speaking, I say that it's worth it. But you only maybe need just one. Carolina, Amy, will you purchase any more Balmain blazer? Or are you over it? That is such a good question. Okay, honestly, I almost bought the green one. But thank goodness there's the cardigans that took my mind off the green one, because you know how denim is so in right now. Almost, because the denim one that I saw was the price was so good. It was 50% off at Farfetch, and it was my size, and I didn't, because I still like blazers, but I feel like maybe not the same shape that I already have, because I already have 3 of those. I really don't need another one. Maybe I'll go with the more relaxed shape, but I don't want the stiff fabric as much anymore. It really depends. I know that they're still changing it, and I feel like they do improve it over time in a way, because I know that this past season, like not like the current season, but like this past season, I think the trend is like the satin lapel, and it's a little bit boxier, kind of boyish, and the fabric is a lot lighter and just easier to bend. I really wanted that one, but I tried it on and it was too long. It's because it's boxy, it's supposed to be oversized and more masculine. Even the smaller size was too overwhelming for me. So yeah, never say never, just because I know that they're just going to keep changing the styles, you know, over time, and trends do come and go. So the trend this year is not the style that I have, but it's the boxier, sort of more relaxed, boyish cut, oversized, and with the lapel that's like contrasting satin versus, you know, kind of matte fabric. So we shall see. I don't want to say I won't buy any more. That's the whole explanation for my answer, basically. Sandra, I'm so sorry about this question, but my husband really wants to know, what do you mean, this one? Is it is it this one? This is just a ring holder. Is this one? Yeah, this must be this one. It's the only thing that you can see in my videos. It's just a little ring holder, and it's by Umbra. I actually linked it in several of my videos in the past when I talked about favorites. It's just a ring holder. See, all our rings are here. So I have my rose gold ring that I wear a lot. I got this for as a present from my aunt for my wedding. And then my husband's wedding ring is right here. He likes to put his ring on my ring holder too. And then I have another sort of like precious stone, well, kind of like the custom ring that I got from Julia. And then this is my pearl ring. So when I finish filming, I'll put these rings on the ring holders. So it's just by Umbra. I'll link it down below. You can find it on Amazon. Umbra is UMBRA. And they're so inexpensive. This one, I bought it locally before the stores closed. I don't know if the store reopened, because not all stores reopen. Only select stores are open. And it was around $8 Canadian. It was really inexpensive. And they have so many different shapes. I bought an elephant for my sister-in-law. She already has the rabbit. You know, there's all kinds of animals. There's like the duck with the swan with the long neck. There's the cat. With the rabbit, it's the bunny ears that you can put the rings on. It's so, so cute. So yeah, must be this one, right? It's just a ring holder. And you don't have to apologize for your question. Paige Lee, between the Chanel 19 bucket bag, Chanel 19 bucket bag, or do you mean Chanel 19, comma, bucket bag, mini cocoa handle, what do you prefer? I think that's what your question is. They're so different. Maybe I should imagine not having any one of them. Let me think. Oh, that is a tough one. I think I would want to have the bucket bag for sure. Only because the bucket bag is so practical. Like, it's not the prettiest bag for, like, you know, like a wedding type of situation, but how often do you actually need to go to an event, right? It's not that often. So I think bucket bag number one. And I say bucket bag more than Chanel 19 in this situation, and like from your question, only because the Chanel 19 is so expensive. And I know that the bucket bag is more affordable right away. And I know how much I use it, and I know how practical it is. So that's why I chose bucket bag first. Honestly speaking, if I got the bucket bag, then maybe I would go with the mini cocoa handle next, only because bucket bag is more like everyday, and then mini cocoa handle is for days that I want to be, you know, elegant, pretty, dressy, girly. And then the Chanel 19, if that makes sense. And that's only based on like how I would use it. But if you want to be kind of strategic about pricing, go with Chanel 19 first, because Chanel 19 is a permanent style. So when they raise prices, they raise it on the classics and the permanent styles first. The seasonal styles, they don't really raise their prices that fast. even if they do. So if you want to be strategic money-wise, Chanel 19, and then either Coco handle or bucket bag, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. I think I just skipped a bunch of questions. Okay. Carmen Wong. The square minis are 4,800 now. Yeah, I know it's really expensive now. Ah, Deborah, you thought that this ring holder was a doggy? No, but they probably have a dog version, I think. They have all kinds of animals. They're really cute. And it's not just in rose gold. They have it in silver. They have it in gold color as well. JJ, how many sizes do they have, you know? Oh, are you talking to me, JJ? Maybe you're not talking to me. Not sure if you're talking to me or not. Yeah, please put question marks in front. Thank you, Claire, because it's hard for me to see if the question is for me or if you're just talking between yourselves. Hi, Kimberly. Just saw your hello. Okay, Claire. Sorry, Clara. Does the Square Mini fit a larger phone? Yes. I've noticed that my seasonal bag doesn't fit a large phone, and the next Max phone is apparently bigger. Oh, really? My Square Mini fits, but you know what I noticed also, Clara, is that my Square Mini is bigger because the seasons before mine, and even some of the seasons after mine, I feel like just by looking at it, because I can even see it from afar, like just by looking at it, I can feel that they are a bit less wide, even if it's just a smidge, because honestly speaking, for mine, my phone just fits. And I have a very, very thin case. It's nothing. It's literally like, you can see how thin it is. That's my case. So I know that this helps, but even my previous phone, which is slightly bulkier than this one by a smidge, it still fits, but it has to only fit, play with how you face your camera, actually. I mean, your phone. Sometimes this way and this way makes a difference. So I put it all the way to the back where the flap is. Maybe I should just show you so that you understand what I mean. My bag is just right over there, so just give me a second. So, yeah, for some reason, I really do feel that my bag is a little, like the season of my bag is a little wider. Like, doesn't it look wider to you? Like, I think it looks wider than a lot of mini bags of the Square Mini. So the way I fit in this bag, I can only fit it in the back. In the front, it doesn't fit as well, because I don't know if you can even see the back slot. See, there's a fold in the middle. So there's the front and then there's the back. The back is longer, right? Because I guess in the front, they folded it in. And then so when I put the phone in, it fits in the back. But right now it's empty, so it's going to move around. But basically, try this. And then also even the orientation of your phone, sometimes just by facing, you know, the glass in front or the back, it makes a difference as well. So you could try that. It's very possible, because minis are still seasonal, even if it's just even if it's called square or rectangle, they could still have different dimensions. Even if it's just a smidge smaller or bigger, they can still be a little different. So maybe that's why. But try it. I hope that this helps. Deborah says, I purposely decided to stop upgrading my phone because they only are getting bigger. You know what? I was thinking that I could settle us on a smaller phone when I bought this one, but I couldn't because I actually do a lot of stuff on my phone, including emails, and I do my thumbnails on my phone a lot of times. So I can't have a smaller phone. This is the smallest size I will ever go, which is basically the largest size. Okay, Timul, oh, sorry, Timilolua. Hi, Amy. I'm watching with my 3-year-old. Oh, hi! And he's repeating everything you say. His name is Chopper. Chopper. Hi, Chopper. Okay, I don't know if I pronounced your name correctly, but thank you. You're so sweet. I'm so glad that you're able to watch with your 3-year-old, which makes me miss my nephew so much. I've had the chance to see him once in person recently, and his birthday is coming up in 3 weeks. So I have a whole gift box full of adorable things that I was going to share with you guys. I just filmed it earlier. So there's going to be like a unrelated to luxury fashion video coming your way. It shows so cute. I cannot not share it. That's why. Carolina, your question just jumped. Oh, so cute. I always that it symbolizes your zodiac sign. Oh, yes. You remember correctly. The chicken or the rooster is actually my zodiac. My Chinese, is it called Chinese zodiac? Chinese Sangqiu. How do you say that in English? Yeah, it's my Chinese year, like my Chinese year. That's when I was born. That's why I bought the chicken. But I could have bought any animals because they're all so cute. Deborah, is your new acne pinkish coral and gray scarf itchy since it's 80% wool? That is a good question. You know, a lot of wool are itchy, but the acne one is not so bad. You know what is itchy? It's my Balenciaga sweater. It's so warm. Don't get me wrong. I like it. I love it because in the winter, like I said, I'm so cold. I really don't care how I look. So I can put up with the itchiness, but the acne, I think it's okay. Like it's not the softest, but it's not to the point where I feel like I must get it off my neck. It is bulky though, because the logo scarf is really big. And when you have a coat on top, especially the pressure that if it pushes down on your neck, if you wear it for a long time, and if you're like, you know, if you're against a chair or whatever, it can it can give you some pressure. But that's only because I really wrap it around a lot and try to keep warm. It's not bad. I really like it. I think they're worth it. If you're really worried about it, maybe just get their regular wool, the Canada scarf, like the thinner one that I have, that's full, like 100% wool. Those ones are actually really soft. They're really nice. Lily Zhang, hi Amy. If you can only keep, oh, I think you cut off. Oh, if you can only keep 2 bags, which 2 among all your collection? Oh my gosh. Just 2 bags. Let me think about it. Just 2 bags. Well, I have one right in front of me, so I'll say this one for sure. Ooh, what's the other one? The other one. Oh, why such difficult questions? Just another one. I want to say Gabrielle. Is that disappointing? I really like the Gabrielle bag. Yeah, I think I'll go Gabrielle. Okay, and I'll explain myself. So this one for sure, because it's basically the perfect mini bag. It's almost so small that it can be any sort of nano bag replacement. So that's why. And I also really like my particular version because it's in caviar, and I do travel with this one. So I do reach for this a lot, basically. With my Gabrielle, what I really like about that one is that it fits more than this one, even if it's just a smidge more, like it's 2 items more, to be honest. But that makes a difference for me. And plus, I don't carry that much. I try not to carry that much anyway, because anytime a bag is too heavy, it just really, really doesn't work for me. I become so miserable when a bag is heavy. So the heaviest I would go is a Gabrielle. Plus, the Gabrielle bag itself has some weight to it. It's very well made. It has a lot of material. It's structured bottom, so it already has some weight to it. And I love the style so much. I love that it's completely different from this. This one will take me from day to night, as well as date nights and even weddings. I've worn this bag to a wedding several times, whereas the Gabrielle for me is more like, it takes me day to night as well, but it's also more everyday. And I like how grungy and edgy it is. Just look at some of my Instagram photos when I wear my Balmain blazer. There's something about the Balmain blazer being more masculine in a way, very structured, and then the Gabrielle bag together. It just works so well. I don't know what it is, but it's not just Balmain blazer. You can just wear a regular blazer and it still looks great. It's so hard to explain. Like, anyway, you're gonna see more videos about the Gabrielle coming your way as well, because I recently got a lot of questions, like not just recently, but I've always gotten a lot of questions about the Gabrielle, but recently I've gotten even more questions about the Gabrielle. I guess because of the price increase, a lot of people are trying to gather more styles as prices are going up. So more videos about the Gabrielle coming your way anyway. But yeah, Gabrielle just dresses 80% of styles, and the only remaining 20% is just because it's not feminine and they like not evening enough. But everything else in between, you could use the Gabrielle, like sweatshirt and leggings, t-shirt and jeans, blazer look, dress look. The dress look depends on what kind of dress. Maybe not the girliest dress, but every other dress you can. So I think those are the 2 I would keep. Is that a disappointing answer? Did you like that answer? I hope it makes sense. Okay, Tanya Lau. Hi, Amy. No, you got a beautiful lambskin Chanel 19, but will you recommend lambskin or goatskin? That is a great question. You know, when I was shopping for the Chanel 19, I actually did see this goatskin. During the season I was shopping for my Chanel 19, only the small size was made in lambskin, and then every other size was made in goatskin. I think from far away, the difference is very subtle. You really can't see or feel the difference as much. So from far away, the style and even the look looks very similar, but it's only when you touch it that you will feel the difference. The lambskin that I have is buttery soft, but also feels durable. It's such a weird combination because you would never really associate lambskin from Chanel, from all their other bags, the same feeling. Whereas when I was touching the goatskin just felt like, I almost want to say more plasticky. And of course, maybe it's also more tougher. But it's, yeah. The reason why I was totally okay with the Chanel 19 small size in lambskin is because some reason the particular lambskin, like the lambskin on the Chanel 19s, the sheen that it has on it, I feel like it's that extra coating that they don't have in any of their other lambskin bags that makes it totally acceptable and totally makes me confident about the wear and tear. So I really don't know if I can recommend either the Lambskin or the Goatskin, because I feel like every season, or maybe going forward, I don't know, because I feel like after the season that I got mine in, then everything was Goatskin. And I don't know when they're going to come back with a mix of lambskin and goatskin, or if they're just going to do lambskin. I don't know. So maybe it's a better, maybe to answer your question better is just get what's available. And when you see it in person and touch it in person, whether you have a good feeling about it. Because like I said, from far away, you really can't tell a difference because they look almost the same. It's just when you touch it, then it's different. I hope that makes sense. It's so hard to describe feelings and textures, you know what I mean? But I think I did my best. Dogs One Cane. Have you seen the Lady Dior in canvas? I have not. What are your thoughts? It looks like it would work as a casual bag for everyday use. What's your thought? I totally agree. So I have not seen it in person, but I totally see it as a, like you said, as a casual everyday use bag. Now, the only thing that worries me about canvas bags, of course, that's me without knowing how it actually feels. Once you touch it, maybe it's a different story, is that canvas is always going to wear, in my feeling, in my opinion, usually they wear more easily than leather. Mind you, Lady Dior's are usually in lambskin, so maybe that's not true. Yeah. So I really don't know how to answer this question because I haven't seen it in person. But you're right that it looks like a very nice casual bag for daily wear, for sure. You're welcome, Clara. I hope it works. But yeah, you're right. It's a tricky bag because the size, like the width, is just enough for the phone, and my phone is still in there. It is. So you kind of have to play with it. Since I have mine for so long, I know it inside out. That's why. Carolina, Chanel small trendy CC is now 5,600. Yeah, I know. So expensive. Deborah, oh my gosh, she addressed my comment. Are you talking to me? Did I? I know, Kat. I wish that flip phones are back. I had the Moto. I had two flip phones actually. They're both Motorola. I had the Razr, I think, and I had the Razr as well. I think that's what they were called. Oh. I was reading your comment, Loa. I hope I said it correctly, but yeah, I try. Okay, Carolina. Amy, have you tried the trendy CC in the boutique? If so, do you find that the chain cumbersome? Good question. I heard other viewers that the chain can slide out of the grommet. Since changed the grommets, I think, because before it was a T-bar and it can come out of the grommets, but now it's like that round one where it doesn't come out, similar to how my bill was, so it doesn't come out. I don't really know if I would prefer it coming out or not, to be honest. I have seen the trendy CC. I have to be honest, I don't remember trying the trendy CC that much. I think I kind of took it, like, I think I tried to like, like I grabbed it and I looked at it, but I didn't really like try it on my body. I didn't try to look inside. I didn't try to put anything inside. I almost just kind of like looked at it and then I'm like, oh, okay, put it back. That was the only thing I did. So I don't really know enough about it. I just feel like I'm basing the of course I want it because I keep on seeing it on social media and it looks amazing on other people and I feel like the style can work with me, but I also am basing the like my thoughts that it would work for me only because I own the Pochette Métis, and even though they're not the same, they are similar enough. at least how the accordion style is. I know they're completely different, but I was hoping that would work out. We'll see. We really should see. I have no idea. Cherry Lapima. Hi, Amy. How are you? I'm good. Did you just join? I gave a pretty serious kind of spiel at the beginning. If you just joined late, you can rewatch that. But doing well, like among, 2020 has been a very interesting year for everyone. Even on Instagram, I kept seeing like those posts, people that are reposting the quote from someone who wrote, "What if 2020 was canceled, blah, 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 blah." It's a great post, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, everyone's posting the same thing. I'm reading the same thing over and over, but it's true. I feel like 2020 is interesting, but also, is it a wake-up call for everyone, I feel? Maybe it is, right? Like, even if you don't feel like you've done anything wrong or that you feel like you're a good person, which, I'm hoping that most of us do our best, because of course we're not perfect. Nobody is. And that we always will, either make mistakes or make bad decisions, or sometimes we're not really the best versions of ourselves, and it happens. I think it's good to be aware of it. And I think, especially with everything that's going on, like the virus, before the virus, there was protests in Hong Kong, which is where my family resides. Big drama, not just drama because of the protests and the rioting, but also even like family members disagreeing between each other. The virus, what else happened in between? I mean, there's so much discrimination against Asians, and now this social unrest. It's interesting year. And plus, of course, everybody has the personal issues. Personally speaking, I guess if you're really curious, like my kitchen is still not a kitchen. We're still waiting for the approval of the strata, unfortunately. I'm hoping that we're going to get it soon. They just so much red tape. Once it's approved, then we can start working on it. Luckily, we have a contractor that we can trust, and that those, like, once we can start working, hopefully it'll be done within 2 or 3 weeks. So that's that. Let's hope I have a kitchen by my birthday. Let's say. My car won't start, so that's also something. It's because we haven't been going out, and even if when we go out, I just go out with my husband, so we haven't been using my car, and so now the battery is completely dead. But you know what? In the grand scheme of things, these are small things. Really, we should not complain. We should all try to learn more about what's going on, better ourselves. Like I said, I told you guys before, I'm very interested and fascinated in personal development, because personally speaking, I was never really the most confident person. But I do believe that everyone has their own issues growing up anyway. So it's not like my issue is that big of a deal anyway, but it's just, it always led me to wanting to learn and discover more about myself. I have very, very heavy self-awareness. I don't know how else to explain it. And I know everyone reacts differently. Like my way of contributing and of expressing myself is very internal. Like I need time. And also because I'm an introvert, I don't usually react right away. Like if there's something going on, I can't just say what I want to say right away, because my thoughts have not even formed. I almost have to, like, I need actual time to process the situation, put myself in the shoes of the other person as well, and see it from two sides before I can even form an opinion. Whereas extroverts tend to like they just know what they want to say. And usually it's quite explosive and very direct and right away. But basically it's a different way of communicating in a way and interacting. I feel like introverts, they really need to weigh in the whole situation before forming their thoughts. Whereas extroverts, and I don't want to like, you know, kind of, I don't want to, I don't want to like I'm not judging or anything. It's just like, you know, I studied that actually because I studied leadership management in graduate school. I took some graduate courses. So it is the behavior and the difference between the two types of people. So anyway, why am I even talking about that? So yeah, I'm doing good, but you know, hanging in there. So I hope that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't make any sense. Why am I saying all this stuff? I should just have a separate channel talking about that kind of stuff because it's too much. I missed a bunch of questions. Okay, let me go back. Okay, Caitlyn, what are your thoughts on the Lady Dior mini or the small size and the saddlebag? Saddlebag, I'm not gonna get one. I like it on others. I think it's cool. It's almost like love and hate. It's like you either love the Gabrielle or you hate it. Saddlebag for me, I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. Mini, Lady Dior, and small, love them. If I could own both of them, I would. But I think I would probably start with the mini. Surprise, surprise! And then I would probably work my way up to like getting a small as well. That's how I see myself. Cat L, can you please get a Matches Fashion discount code so that you can use it on the Yes, I'll just send you one. I think I have one. It's my personal one, so it's not like I can send it to everybody. I think I have one lying around, so I'll just DM you later, babe. Hope it works, because I know it doesn't work for all the countries either. So yes, you need to get it. I'm gonna send you one. I hope it works. Let me know if it works, because it's a personal one. It's like from a referral, so I just got one. Caitlyn, mini square or mini rectangle? I prefer the mini square, but I do like my rectangles. It's just that the mini square is the perfect length. And honestly speaking, aside from the perfect strap length for me, it's also like I find the square look just looks better as a crossbody bag. I don't know why. Like, it just looks cute. Like I like it better. But I do like the rectangle too. But I really do favor the square a lot more. Lily Zhang, what do you think about the Balmain blazer quality? I forgot what colors you have. So I have it in black and I have it in red, and I also have it in a blush pink. Both the red and the blush pink are seasonal colors. The black is permanent. Even the buttons are different if you look at it. Okay, quality, very, very, very good. I do want to point out though that the 3 blazers that I have are made of wool. So it's 100% wool, and it's called, like, the wool name, like the name that they use on their website is called grain de poudre, which means grain of powder, or that's direct translation, okay? But it's grain de poudre, and it's just a type of wool that's like, it's like a structured cotton almost. It's so hard to describe. It's like a really nice, structured, firm cotton, but it's not cotton, it's wool. And I feel like you will see a lot of this kind of material on like the men's suits that are really nice and well made. That's where you find them. So quality, impeccable. The tailoring, impeccable. I travel with the black one inside my carry-on. Of course, I only folded it in 2. And of course, once I landed, I unfolded it and hung it, but it travels perfectly. Don't need to steam it. It's just quality-wise, you don't have to worry. But like I said, I do own mine in that particular wool fabric. So I can't say that for all the other fabrics that they have. But you're going to notice that most of them are just, the wool, grain de poudre. Suliani. Hi, Amy. Not sure if you've answered my question yet, as my connection is a bit wonky. Are light-colored white, beige, gray classic flaps harder to maintain in terms of wear and tear? Absolutely. I feel like it's not just classic flaps, it's also because it's just the nature of the color. It's a lighter color, therefore it's more prone to color transfer naturally, just because it's a lighter color. Like anytime I buy t-shirts that are light color, I have to be mindful of where I wear it to, or dresses or whatever. Personally, I don't wear my light color clothing everywhere just because it's so easy to get stains on. Yeah, so it is more tricky. It's not impossible to do, and it's not impossible to own a lot of light color bags, especially, I forgot to say, especially depends on what you wear, because I was just thinking about my own wardrobe, but a lot of people also just wear a lot of light color clothing. And if that's the case for you, then your chances of getting them dirty is a little less as well. So it really helps when you already dress very light color palettes. So yeah. Oh, Kat. Yeah, I think 36 for you is more than enough because you're so skinny. Yeah, you're fine. Cause like I get the blazers in 34 because the blazers are, even though they are fitted in the body, the arms, they actually, yeah, they're always too long. I feel like if you went in any higher, your sleeves would be so long. It would be so long. Mind you, I do have short arms though for someone my height, but you can't possibly need a bigger size than me, really. I don't think you would. Kelly. Hi, Amy and Kat L. Do you think the LV multi-pochette, multi-pochette, let's just say it in English, is worth buying considering it has been a while since it came out and the prices increase? Okay, that's me. A Kat can tell you her opinion, but I totally think that it's worth it. It's become my favorite post-pandemic or pandemic lockdown bag. And it's not just for the lockdown. Okay. Basically, I don't know if you've watched my most recent video on the multi-pochette or multi-pochette. Watch it, because my most recent video, I talked about it more of what it fits. And also, I showed so many different ways that you can wear it and so many more just insight that I was hoping that it would be helpful for you guys to decide whether you should go for it. Because I mean, every time I post a new review video, I get way more more questions. Of course, a lot of them I've already answered, but like I can see where your wheels are turning. I think it's worth it because especially if you don't already own the components already, and even if you do, I feel like it's such a different bag. I really like the fact that you can wear it detached. The small pouch is my favorite if there was like a situation where I needed an everyday bag, but I also need an evening bag, and I don't really have to bring a separate bag for evening, which for me, this bag is the perfect travel companion. I can totally see it happening, even though I have not traveled with it yet, but I can totally see it happening. And lately, I've been using it as my lockdown, like going out bag, because I put all my sanitize, like, okay, that's how I go out, okay? I put in the small pouch, I put my phone, my card holder, and my lip balm. Yeah, and the small pouch, that's what I put, because those I reach for a lot. But in the bigger pouch, I put my hand sanitizer standing up so that it won't, the liquid won't come out. And then I usually also bring a wipe inside a Ziploc bag. It's good to have like an actual physical wipe when you want to wipe your hands or whatever. Plus I reuse that wipe at the end to wipe everything when I go home, like my phone and everything, my keys. I put my keys in the big pouch standing up on the other side. And I usually also have a snack. Like if I'm out for a while, or if I haven't eaten, then I bring a snack. So it's just so handy to have two different compartments where, oh, and I haven't even gotten to the best part yet, is that the strap is so comfortable. It really is. I just wear it crossbody with the buckle in front of me so that when I sit in the car, it doesn't have anything, against my back. And I never have to remove it off of my body because it sits flat on my back, right? So I get in and out of my car without having to remove my bag and constantly be touching my bag. I mean, how cool is that, right? I just feel like it's a great bag. And yes, there was a few price increases, but it's still relatively new. Like it only came out in August, I think, August last year. So it's only less than a year old. I feel like if you wait any longer, yeah, it's just gonna keep going up. But even at the price now, it's still good because just you can easily look at the secondhand market and it's like way more money than you would want to pay. So I think it was worth it. I do think so. Are you enjoying my long-winded answers? Deborah, I just had to buy a new battery for my Prius because of the COVID. Oh, Deborah, I feel you. I know, it's so annoying. I mean, like I said, in the grand scheme of things, it's really not a big deal, and things like that do happen, like I have had my car for a while, but it's because I haven't driven it for so many weeks that it just decided to die now. Yeah. But yeah, I totally feel you. Kimberly, I forgot if you ever mentioned, have you ever owned or considered the Mulberry bags? I have not, Kimberly. Mulberry is a UK brand. I don't really see them here. I mean, I know that they are in the department stores, but I guess I never really gravitate towards them. And they're not like super obvious either. So yeah, I don't have them. How are you doing? Okay, 9:24, already an hour and a half. Should we try to wrap it up or what? Because we want to try to make it 1 hour. So slowly work towards the smaller time frame. Cat L, people give a girl a like. Oh, thanks, Cat. You know what? Yeah, like I don't want to force it either, but it's true. I have a few questions on the phone. Oh, actually, no, I saved it on the document that I was looking at the beginning. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are just lazy or they just don't want to do it because maybe they don't get enough value from our videos. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's okay. But no, please, if you've enjoyed this live stream so far, please give me a like. Okay, Nisha had asked me, she wanted my opinion on the Chanel tweed. Is it very delicate considering the new blue, red, white tweed version of the Chanel 19 that has just released? Just wondering how delicate it would be. I would count it as a statement piece, going out to nice lunches, dinners, not an everyday bag. That would be easy enough to maintain then. I have way too many Chanel leather classic flaps, cocoa handles, so I wanted something different. So I totally see where you're coming from. I feel like at one point, after owning so many leather bags, that you would want something different. And I do think that I know exactly which one you're talking about. The blue, red, white tweed version is stunning. Is it delicate? Not sure. Only because I have the houndstooth, and I know that that one's kind of delicate because I have it. But like I said, not all tweed are made equal. Some tweed just feel more sturdy. I actually tried on a couple of tweed bags the season prior. It was just not in a print that I was really crazy about, so I didn't really bother getting. But I tried it on, and I didn't think that the tweed was delicate. So it really depends. I have not seen the red, blue, white one myself, so I cannot tell you for sure. Um, yeah, your best bet is just to see it in person. Like I said, not all tweed are made equal, so it's so hard to tell. Try looking online because I think the tweet that you are referring to is online, and if you just double click on the picture, you can see it at a zoom level, and sometimes you can even try to judge from like a more zoomed in picture sometimes. So hopefully that helps too. Yeah. Sorry, wasn't able to help as much. Next question is by Felicia Nolan. Do you love the Chanel 19 bags after 5 months from this video? So yeah, so now that I've owned the Chanel 19 for a while, I still love it. Yeah. Is it an absolute must to get as your first bag? Probably not, but I do like it. I do love it because it adds variety to my collection, and yeah, I guess, yeah, I love it. Yeah. But I wouldn't say that it's like a must buy if it's your first Chanel bag. I wouldn't go for that one necessarily at first. So, I see a lot of comments all of a sudden. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. Thank you for the likes. Amy's Army, AA Club. Kimberly, what do you think about the new someone asked me that question on, was it you? Someone asked me that question on YouTube on a comment. What do you think about the new Bonus? Pretty sure it's Bonneuf, P-O-N-T. Neuf is 9 for French. That LV is pushing via influencer collaboration. Okay, I did not know that they were pushing with influencer collaboration. That's how not up to date I was. But of course, I realized that afterwards. I did not know that when I first got this question, but I had to actually go check out the bag because I wasn't even sure which bag it was when that question was asked of me the first time. And I actually liked it. I really do. It kind of reminds me of a cross between the Celine box and something else. And I cannot pinpoint which one it is. But it really, really does remind me of like a version of the Celine box, but more modern. Like, I don't know if modern is the right word to use. It's kind of like, is it modern or retro? Like, it just looks vintage to me. Like, and I like it. I do like it. I think that using influencers to push it is just a marketing tactic. So it has nothing to do with, you know, whether this is really the next it bag. Of course, marketing can make anything the next it thing, but I think at the end of the day, you need to realize for yourself whether you just need that kind of style. Because regardless of being an it bag or not, you also have to really want and also need that kind of style in your collection, because obviously there's always going to be a new it bag and a new bag that you would rather want. It's really if that speaks to you in terms of style. Personally, I wouldn't be adding it myself. Price wise is not bad, but it's also not cheap. I mean, it's 4,900 Canadian dollars, so it is a leather bag, so I'll give you that. So but I take my money to Chanel more. Or I would actually rather get my First Lady Dior. That's where I stand. So I like it, but not enough to get myself. Sandra, I don't remember you ever talking about the Gucci bag. I know the resale value is not great. What do you think about them, especially the Dionysus line? I've never actually liked the Dionysus line, and I'll say this, it's because it's so heavy. I'm pretty sure I tried the mini size and then the size up, which is pretty big. The size up is still pretty big. It was really heavy, like, and it's so, like, the canvas is not like the soft-ish canvas. It's very structured, and the chain drives me nuts. One of my deal breakers, I don't know if you've seen my video on the 5 top deal breakers. One of my deal breakers is when a chain is so clunky, noisy, and like it slides around another ring, like metal ring. It drives me crazy. Yeah. So the heaviness, the extreme structured heavy canvas, and the noisy chain, those 3 things makes me not want the bag. Sorry. Not a fan for some reason. No, for many reasons, but that's why. Deborah, if you put question marks before your question, Amy will see it. Yes, exactly, because there's so much going on, and you know, I'm still just looking at a laptop, right? It's not like the biggest screen in the world. So if I see a bunch of question marks, I know you're talking to me. So do not forget. Thank you, Deborah, for reminding people that just put a bunch of question marks in front of your question. Then I'll see it. I will see it more readily. I might still miss it, but I'll see it more readily. Caitlyn, Amy, what are your thoughts on the LV Nice Bebe Vanity PM Toiletry 26? Is it redundant to have all 3 or even 2 of them? Great question. Okay, Nice Bebe is Nice Bebe is the bigger size, because the Nice Mini is the smaller size, and now there's like a tiny little size too. Vanity PM is the bag that is actually quite nice. It has the treated leather and the chains. Toiletry 26. Okay, Toiletry 26 I feel like is very different from the other 2. Although you could argue that the Toiletry 26 is kind of along the same, like you would use it the same way as the Nice BB. I think the Vanity PM is definitely the different one from the bunch, because that one to me is more like a bag. I wouldn't really use it as a, you know, as a toiletry or as a pouch or of some sort. I actually treat the Vanity PM as a bag. So that one's different. Now, between the Nice BB and the Toiletry 26, it really just depends on what you need it for. I know some people are really into SLGs, like my friend Amy. So for her, it would be different. But for me, yeah, they are kind of the same, because I guess, like I said, depends what you put in it. Are you putting like a bunch of brushes in your 26 and then a bunch of like cosmetics standing up inside? It's so personal. I don't know. But for sure, the Vanity PM is different enough, because to me, that one is a proper bag. It's just the shape is inspired from a vanity case. Deborah, timeless classic. It overcame the hype phase. Girl, go for it. Oh, maybe that's not for me. Sandra, you're welcome. Okay, Luxe Collection. Do you like the LV pochette accessoire and mini pochette? Do you think the Toiletry 26 and cosmetic pouch from the Escale collection? Do I like the pochette accessoire and mini pochette? I have the mini pochette. I never liked the pochette accessoire because I don't like that extra bit of leather sticking out. So I never really thought of it as an actual bag. Like, to me, it's another catch-all, but it's just a really large version. The mini pochette, I have it. I never actually really like actively looked to buy it. I have mine because I bought it from the Facebook group and someone was selling it at a really good price. and it was like brand new. So I bought it because of that reason. And I did use it. I did use it as a catch-all for a while, and I still like it. But lately, because I use such mini bags, that I haven't really needed the mini pochette very often. So I take my mini pochette out when I travel, basically just as a catch-all. But on a daily basis, I don't actually use it. So I like it, but I don't technically really need it and use it that often. The Toiletry 26 and the cosmetic pouch from the Escale collection, I do like it. I was so tempted, I'll be honest, especially the cosmetic pouch. I don't know why. There's something about that pouch shape and in the pastel color. It was, I don't know why, I was very tempted, but I also know myself that SLG, as cute as they are, I know that for a fact, if I got any more SLGs, they would just be sitting in a corner unused, because I don't really rotate my SLGs. I'm so minimalist in terms of what's inside my bag. I care more about the outside, which is the bag itself, more than the inside. So I like them, but I never got them myself, even though I was tempted at the time. And to be honest, I feel like a lot of us have a lot of SLGs. I have like, I only use really just 2 SLGs on a regular basis. My card holder and my 6 key holder. Those 2 never leave me when I go out. But really, aside from those 2, I don't use any other SLGs. And you could argue that that's so minimal, yes, but you could also just use like 3 or 4, and you don't need more than 4 SLGs, I think. Just like how Kat was saying in her other, was it your previous live stream? You said that you really only need 3 bags. Like, if you think about it, it's so true. In a way, SLGs, you need 2. Or I'll give you 3 or 4. 4 maybe. 1 catch-all and then something else. I don't know what. Lily Zhang, do you ever think about getting a bag from Wana? It is using similar leather as Hermes, and they are beautiful designs. That is a great question, but we don't have a Wana store here. I think the first time I saw that store was in Mel's video. And then I saw it, where did I see it? Was it in Las Vegas? Oh, no. Was it? It's either in Las Vegas or in Hawaii. I cannot remember where. I remember, or no, it wasn't in Europe, no. And I didn't go anywhere else, I think, in between. So I only saw, like, physically, like, myself in person, the Moana store once, and I cannot remember for the life of me when and where. Naturally, I wasn't really into the brand because I didn't really know it very well, so I didn't really browse that much. Like, I looked inside and it was nice. Yeah, it does give me Hermes vibe because it's so minimalist. At the time, I wasn't into it, so I don't know if I would get anything from them. I can appreciate it, but even with Hermes, I'll be very honest. Hermes bags are so simple. They're always the same things, and for a good reason, obviously. But they're so simple that I don't really gravitate towards them naturally. Like, I think the only reason why I am even thinking about getting an Hermes or my first Hermes is just because of what's happening, like with all the price increases. And also I'm not working towards, but my collection has already grown to a point where I feel like I could be ready for something else. But maybe I should get a Lady Dior first. Don't you agree? But yeah, sometimes things they just don't work out the order that you want. But at least I have it in my vision, in my horizon, you know. I've already told the universe that I want it in my life. So eventually, one day I'll see it. That's how I see it, you know. You have to want it to be able to achieve it first, right? You have to at least have the thought of it, want it in your head. You don't know when or how, but you have to at least want it before you can even achieve it one day, right? So that's where I'm coming from in a way. Natalie, what are your thoughts on the embroidered Lady Dior? Beautiful. Will I get one? Don't know. Because I feel like if I get one, I will get the simple classic one first, which is, you know, just their lambskin first, probably, or just a plain color, not necessarily lambskin. I would probably go with like a plain one first before I move on to like a very intricate one. Tanya, so torn between the Chanel 19 small or the Lady Dior medium. What are your thoughts? Oh. It's so hard because I'm thinking about how like the Chanel 19 is kind of considered a trendy bag by many people's view, and how like a lot of people say that it will not, you know, it will not retain its value, and that, you know, it's going to go out of style. So I'm kind of thinking along that way, even though I don't care, because like I said, I like the bag, so I don't care. So in a way, I'm almost thinking like the Lady Dior medium is really not a bad choice if you're considering between the two. What are you missing on your collection? Really, that's more important. What are you missing? Do you need like a Chanel 19 style, something that's so different? It's so much more casual and edgy. Lady Dior is such a statement too, but it's such a lady elegant statement as well. So it's so different. I feel like because they're both so similar in price that, and both of them kind of don't retain their value in a way that you really can't go wrong with either. Just look at what's missing in your collection, because I like both of them, to be very, very honest. I don't have CAA, but it's okay. I think my husband is gonna grab some, he's gonna try to borrow some cables from my dad-in-law, and we're just gonna have to charge it. It's just that the way it's parked in the parking lot, and because no cars are moving right now, because nobody's using their cars, that I can't reach the front of the car. But we'll figure it out. It's fine. JJ, 3 is really a challenge. 9 is more manageable, right? That's what I said too. For the longest time, my collection was at 9 or 10, but then now it's grown to 20. So, but I agree. I agree that 3 is really minimal. Like I had a hard time choosing just 2 earlier. I felt like I kept saying that 7 is my favorite number because it's also the month, my birth month. So I just say like 7. But yeah, 3 is very little. I agree. But I was also, I know what Kat meant too. Like, you know, just like think of like if you had nothing, like if you had to be so minimalist, let's say if you had to restart your life from scratch, I don't know, whatever scenario that you can put yourself in that forces you to only truncate your collection to just a minimal 3. It's possible. Like that, I do agree with that. But of course we all want more, right? I know what you mean. Rena says, hi, Amy, I enjoy your channel so much. Do you recommend the gold? Do you recommend the GD gold? GD and stylish nylon tote. It's a heavy 13. What is GD? What is that? I don't know. What is it? GD and stylish nylon tote to carry a heavy 13 laptop around. You know, I don't know what you're asking. Like, I don't know what GD stands for, but last time I answered a similar question is that I don't particularly think that luxury bags in general are good work bags, because you're gonna, if you're gonna put a laptop in it, it's basically a work bag, because a laptop is so heavy and it's like all the weight is so concentrated, right? It really just doesn't work. You might as well just, if you want luxury, buy a briefcase from a luxury house, because they're actually made to put a laptop in it and, you know, documents and whatnot. So I don't personally recommend any sort of totes, any sort of like handbag, like daily handbag style as work bags. I would just go with either a luxury, if you want luxury, like some sort of briefcase that's made for that, or just go with a non-branded work bag. Those are awesome. And you can just throw it around. You don't have to baby it. Luxe collection. Do you like Hermes, Evelyn? I don't particularly like it, but I do think that the mini size, like the little tiny one, is cute. Will I get one? Don't know. Don't think so. Because if I'm going to get that, yeah, I have so many more other things I'd rather get first. So by the time I work my way into the Evelyn, it's going to be a while. So probably not. Lily saying, I have the Lady Dior for 2 years, but I barely use it, maybe only 3 times. How are your thoughts on the Lady Dior book tote? It's funny because I just watched Caitlyn's video before this live stream, and she's selling her book tote. And I have to agree with her that even though she bought it for school, and it was not good for school because textbooks are so heavy. And like I said before, if you're ever going to put textbooks or laptops or any sort of work documents in a luxury bag, it's just not going to work. They're not made for them. And even if they do support the weight, you're not going to want to lug around that kind of weight around your shoulders or even the crook of your arm. And so the book tote, I do appreciate it. I really like all the patterns that they design on it. I think that's their marketing thing. Like you always see those really nice patterns. Even the oblique is really nice, right? It's so like, you just see it, you just want it. You see it, you want it. But that's the problem. You also have to think about the bag style. Usually a tote is more heavy because you end up putting a lot of stuff in it. So I always try to stop myself at buying bigger bags, no matter the fabric, because even if the fabric is really light, which I believe that the book tote can still be on the lighter side because it doesn't have any hardwares, it doesn't have any compartments or whatnot, lining, it will still be heavy after you load it up. So I like it, but I will not buy it probably. But I do like it. I really like it. Don't get me wrong. I really, really like it. I just don't think I should buy it. JJ, July is my birthday month too. Yay! I know. Go Cancer. But, you know, every month is cool. It's just that, yeah, mine is July. Esther, if you could only have one bag, which one would it be? Oh, these hard questions again. One bag. Why one? Why just one? 2 is hard enough. Why just one? I'll answer the same thing. I'll say this one and I'll explain why. I'll go with this because if I need a bigger bag, I'll just use a reusable shopping bag. That's my answer. Honestly, reusable shopping bags are so handy. Like, you know, the ones that you get free from the store or you can buy for a few dollars, those are so good because they fit everything. They can fit magazines, they can fit your shopping stuff. But at least I'll have a really cute, nice mini for my phone, for my card holder, for my sunglasses. At least I'll have that, and then it'll be like on crossbody. So yeah, final answer. IKEA bag. Yeah, exactly. It's like reusable shopping bags. They're awesome, right? And you don't have to worry about putting it on the floor if it's heavy. You can take the bus with it. You can throw it in your trunk. You can wash it. You can put a bunch of things in it. You can put nothing in it. You don't have to use it. It's only if you need a bigger bag, right? So yeah, reusable shopping bags. It doesn't even have to be the IKEA size because that IKEA one that you have is big. I was referring to like the smaller size one that you can use as a tote, but you see where I'm going? That's why I still vote for the Chanel Mini Square because that's definitely one of my favorite bags. Okay, I think I answered. Actually, I think I have a few more questions on DM, and let me see if I can get to them. Oh, so I didn't see anyone answer Caitlyn's question about the that place, right? I guess nobody shopped there. Um Oh, Antonella says that she's tuned into my live stream, but then it completely stopped. I'm so sorry. Are you still here? Did you rejoin the new one? Because I had trouble with the first one. How like maybe you guys could see me, but I could not see you because my screen was blank, and I don't know why. I had to restart my computer. Such weird thing. These just keep in mind that technical issues are always going to happen. It's either our hardware or it's like YouTube's side. Like it always happens, but just bear in mind that if that happens, it's not because I'm abandoning you. I'm just restarting the process or maybe going like restarting a new one. Um oh, I just answered this question from someone else, so it's a similar question. Uh Oh, maybe I did answer most of them because, well, this one she asks about personal shopper. I talked about personal shoppers last time, but she's worried because she was asking about Andrea, which is Mirena, what's her name? Something Mirena Lover, something. And then she said, I want to buy a Chanel bag from her, but there is not a whole lot of verification of her business. She has no websites, no business bureau rating, anything indicating that she's the real deal. She's reluctant on purchasing and knowing if she's legit. Since I mentioned her, she wanted to ask me if I know any other people, including other influencers who have purchased from her. So wasn't able to get to her, but basically I just wanted to reiterate here, regardless of whether I went with like Andrea, Mirena, Fashion Lover, if you feel uncomfortable from anybody, if you feel uncomfortable in general, because some people are more risk averse, don't do it. Really, because in a way it's true. Like I feel like a lot of personal shoppers online on Instagrams, it is their business, and it may be such a small business that they don't have, some sort of website and whatnot. And I'm not justifying for them. Honestly, I don't know them. I really don't. But personally, I have shopped with Andrea myself 3 times already, and she's great. She's a good communicator, patient, answered questions. I want to believe that we kind of became friends. Like we're not like friends, like close buddy, but like I can sort of like just DM her and ask her how she is doing, like that type of thing, right? So I have had good experience with her. It's just that I don't know her personally, so I don't vouch for her on how she runs her business and all those things. I can't. But yeah, a lot of these people on Instagram, they do buy and sell things. They resell things as their business, as their employment, like income, not employment, but as their income. So yeah, I guess I didn't really answer the question, but I think you see where I'm coming from. It's kind of like only buy from such person or from such, not just her, anybody, if you feel comfortable. If you have any doubts, anytime you have any doubts, even if it's like a bag that you wonder whether you should buy or not, probably just sit on it and then decide later. It's better to not have gone for something than to have gone for something then regret it, I feel. Shakina says, will you ever consider Hermes jewelry? Probably not. I'm not quite familiar with their jewelry, to be honest. Um, but I don't want to say never. I just don't think that right now I will. Luxe collection. If you ever only can purchase one bag, would you choose LV Capucine or Lady Dior? Uh-huh. Good question. And by the way, we only have 5 more minutes before 2 hours. Never 1 hour. Hashtag. I think I would go with Lady Dior medium. I remember the Capucine being so heavy, even in the mini size. But that's not the most important factor. It's just because I was comparing the two different styles in my head, and I feel like I prefer the Lady Dior style better, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Pauline, after so many years of collecting handbags, I'm thinking one should level up to buying more loud designers and colorful bags. What are your thoughts? Totally with you, girl. But not necessarily because I've been collecting for a long time, but sometimes you just need something fun and like different. I totally understand the whole like, and I'm noticing it on YouTube. Seriously, I've been noticing so many influencers out there. Well, okay, I call them influencers, like YouTubers, you know, like, but they are influencers. They basically influence your decisions and they give their opinion and it helps form your opinion, right? And I'm seeing a trend right now that a lot of them are saying to save your money, don't buy these bags because, you know, they were bad decisions or, you know, like they're not good investments. And I don't disagree with them because that's their point of view and it's totally valid. But your point of view is totally valid too. It's also relative. Like I said, bags, clothes, all these things are very personal. I know that we're all buying the same thing and you can still see someone else with the same things on the street, but it's still you and it's how you vibe with the item and how it dresses you and how it makes you feel. So if you feel like your collection needs like va-va-voom colors and colorful things and like logo mania, then go for it because that's you and that's your style. Just because everyone else is trying to be minimalist and discreet because it's kind of trending. I feel like it's kind of trending right now. Doesn't mean that you have to. Really. I mean, yes, we all have our opinions and you can call us influencers in a way because we give you our opinion and our 2 cents, but it doesn't make it your opinion. You can just take from our opinions and then form your own, or you can mix and match. It's all in the fun of fashion, right? I think that's why fashion is so fun because there's no two people that needs to be alike. And both are completely right in their own rights, right? So totally with you, girl. Okay, Natalie, what are your thoughts on going to the goldsmiths and recreating the love bracelet? Much cheaper. I don't know if I'll recreate the love bracelet, but I might, like, you know, if I had a friend that is a goldsmith and he can make me a bangle that is not exactly like the love bracelet, but that is inspired from it. Like, I don't want it to look exactly the same because that would be copying and that's not right. But if it's inspired from it, then why not? Because plus it's going to be customized to my wrist size and he's going to be able to put the actual requirements that I like. You know, maybe I want it rounder, flatter, whatever, like, I don't know, thicker, thinner, different color, like multicolor. Like, I could totally do that. So why not? But I would not recreate the actual love bracelet because that's wrong. That's like copying. That's plagiarism. Janet Fong. Hi, Amy. I'm also particular about the clunky chains. What do you think about the chain on the 19? First impression was it's also chunky. Yes, the 19 chain is still chunky and it is the heaviest part of the bag. Agree. And I don't deny that. The saving grace on the 19 is that it doesn't move. It doesn't slide around another metal loop. So that's number one. And number two is that it does have interwoven leather on it. So it's not noisy at all. There's no noise, even though it is the heaviest part of the bag. And for some reason, the Chanel 19 does not bother me at all. I do wish that it was detachable, though. That's the only thing I would change about the bag. Effie, Do you think Hermes essays would look at you funny if you score a big orange box and put it in a blue yellow bag on your way out? Hey, they can judge what they want, like, because you can't control what other people think. I feel like sometimes even your closest friends or your closest, or even like people that support you one day can also not support you the next, or maybe not support, that's too strong of a word, but like they could still disagree with you in a way. And it doesn't make them wrong and it doesn't make you wrong. It's just agree to be different, right? So they can think all they want really. And you're protecting yourself because you don't want to be robbed. So okay, we're at 10 o'clock, guys. I think we can answer one more question. Okay, Lily. Amy, do you check LV website for a new season release called Pont Neuf? What do you think about that bag? I think I answered that question, babe. I was talking about the Pont Neuf earlier. Or Pont 9. Maybe you didn't know that I was saying Pont Neuf as in Pont 9, but it's Pont Neuf. Pont is like bridge in French, and neuf is just number. It's just 9 in French. That's why I said it in French, so maybe you didn't realize it. So I already answered it. I like it. It gives me retro vintage vibe, and it also reminds me a lot like this of the Celine bag in a way. I personally won't buy it, but I like it just because, like I said, just because it's pushed by a bunch of influencers. And I don't want to say just by a bunch of influencers. They all just doing their jobs. Because if I was pushing it, if they hired me to push it, I would push it. Like, honestly, it has nothing wrong. It has nothing to do with influencers or not. It's just like, just because it's like, you know, they're trying to market it as the next it bag doesn't mean that you have to get it. But I like it. I do like it. I think that if you vibe with it and if you really feel good about it, then just go for it. Just get it because it's nice. Personally speaking, I won't get it though, just because, yeah, I have the trendy CC to work towards. I have the Lady Dior to work towards, and then possibly a Birkin. Like, I don't know how, but like I said, I'm just putting that sort of seed out there in the universe that I want one, you know, somehow. I don't know how it's going to happen, but oh, you missed the first 30 minutes. I think I just answered it kind of recently, but yeah, it doesn't matter. I hope I answered you. I hope you got the answer now. So thank you guys. It's 2 hours now. Thank you so much. Same time, same day next week. Hopefully, if you missed the beginning and you want to hear what I said, then you can rewatch it. But like I said, it's so tough to be. It's so tough to be in the niche of luxury fashion because of the nature of our videos, and because a lot of my videos are planned nowadays. Because ever since I started posting twice a week, and ever since also the fact that we've been having a lot more time at home, I've gotten to such a good system to post or to film videos in such advance that it would be hard for me to address things that are happening now unless I'm on a live session like this, which is why I want to keep live streams going for the foreseeable future, because it's a great way for me to not only answer questions live, because I feel like a lot of my Q&As that I filmed before, it's like by the time you watch it, it's already like too late in a way. So I like to be able to do it live with you guys. And it also gives me a chance to really interact with the people that I see a lot. And I see you guys a lot. I see you comment. Oh, hi, Gina. I see you guys interact with me. Like, you guys are basically the closest, most, like I was explaining to another subby, that I see ARMY not in a bad way. I see ARMY as a sign of respect, dignity, my most trusted group, loyal group of individual. And that's how I see you guys. And that's why I call you guys Amy's ARMY. Anyway, that's it, guys. Long story short. Okay, take care, guys. Talk to you guys again next week, and take care. Bye.